manufacturing. It's a big area of focus for me and something that I believe is a big need for the country in looking to what our future is going to be in terms of economic growth and job creation. Institutes like the recently announced Digital Manufacturing Design and Innovation Institute in Chicago, which utilizes high-performance computing and digital tools to help industries make products better, faster, and more profitably, are vital to reinvigorating our manufacturing base. And I think we should be doing more of those, as the administration has been proposing. I'd also like to thank you for your strong support for social science at NSF in the President's budget request. I know that Ranking Member Ms. Johnston had raised this issue, and I just wanted to say that I'm glad to see healthy increases in spending for SBE for next fiscal year in the request, as you had mentioned earlier in answering a question. The first question that I wanted to raise addresses the future of exascale computing. I greatly appreciate the administration's leadership on high-performance computing. In Illinois, we are blessed to have two of the fastest supercomputers in the world, with Mira at Argonne and Blue Waters at the University of Illinois. These two supercomputers make the DMDI Institute possible, make the what's going to be done there in the make Illinois a great place to put that institute. Unfortunately, the rest of the world is catching up to us, and we need to continue making strides towards exascale computing. Could you give your thoughts on the future of federal high-performance computing projects and how the budget helps us push the boundaries towards exascale?
Well, let me start by saying that the Obama administration shares your view of the importance of high-performance computing, which includes but is not limited to getting to the exascale. It also includes capabilities relating to handling very large, very high-velocity flows of data for those high-performance computers to use. It involves advances in software so that the capabilities of these multiple processor machines can be effectively utilized. We are currently engaged in a review of the whole high-performance computing program, which OSTP is leading along with all of the relevant departments and agencies, with an aim toward ensuring that United States capabilities in this domain remain the best in the world. And I would note that although it was pointed out earlier that the fastest computer in the world is currently a Chinese computer, its capabilities, when one takes into account the data handling capabilities and the software performance capabilities, the United States is still in the lead in terms of real capacity of our high-performance computers.
Any idea of when that review is going to be, as you're conducting, is going to be completed? And
I think a matter of months, not weeks, but within a few months.
All right. My next question focuses on STEM education. I recently learned that a new study will be released tomorrow on a Chicago-based STEM teacher professional development program as a Museum of Science and Industry. I'm told the study will confirm the museum's innovative approach increases teacher knowledge and achieves high rates of student growth. 1/3 of Chicago public K-8 schools are involved with this program. I think this is an excellent example of the value that museums and science centers bring to the table, not just for student learning, but for teacher professional development. A lot of museums and science centers like MSI are looking at declining funding from federal programs, particularly with the proposed elimination of the competitive education grant program at NOAA and the lack of a line item for the program for science museums and planetariums at NASA. The administration reorganization proposal is somewhat changed from last year, including $10 million for the Smithsonian rather than last year's $25 million. Could you give your thoughts on the value of the informal science education that museums and science centers provide, and tell the committee how this new proposal would fund STEM education broadly, but also support these informal types of activities?
Well, to make this relatively brief, the proposal as it has emerged in the FY15 budget does take account of the value of informal education, and that happens not just through what the Smithsonian does, but it happens through what agencies like NASA and NOAA and NIH do in partnership with museums around the country. There are a lot of these partnerships. There are a lot of joint efforts which also involve the Department of Education I happened to speak with Administrator Bolden, NASA Administrator Bolden, yesterday about NASA's STEM education programs and what they plan to do under the FY15 budget, as well as what they are doing in FY14. And he stressed, as I expect he will in his testimony tomorrow before the Space Subcommittee of this committee, that NASA is working in close collaboration with a number of departments, the Department of Education, and with a number of entities around the country on this continuing use of NASA's extraordinary resources for inspiration and instruction to reach the wider community.
I run out of time. I yield back. Thank you.
Thank you.